Well, we finally get a start on our shed house build. It's been a long time in the planning and a long time in the waiting. 5 months, I guess, since we wanted to start. In the last video, we were able to actually get the concrete poured, so we've got a slab up there. And in this video, we got to start putting the frames up and finally get work underway. So we finally get a start on building the shed. My first step is to measure in between where all these threaded rods are inside the concrete slab, make sure they're all right. And this one here is slightly out in accordance with the plans, but I'll have to check on that one. If it's no good, I'll have to just cut them off and drill, put dyno bolts, and that'll be fixed. So next I can start going through my shed kit and make sure it's all there, I suppose. This kit's been sitting in the grass, long grass, for 5 months. We probably just need to clean a few things off before we put it all together. Probably snakes everywhere. Gosh. Clean all this junk out. Here's my solution for pressured water whilst I'm out on the pad where there's no water source really other than this IBC. I've just got one of them little 12 volt pump packs and I'm using my power supply just there. It's just a portable 100 amp hour lithium power supply. There's a video on that where I made that one. I just turn it on here and then I get water, hopefully. Or nothing at all. There we go. Yes. After the cleaning of these columns and rafters, we're just stacking them in pairs. So you can see that we're just laying them out. And tomorrow, I'd say, because we're getting some weather coming over, we'll probably put all these together. The sky's looking really angry. We might need to get everything packed underneath the tarpaulin. Noah, is there a thunderstorm? Is there a thunderstorm coming? Is there a thunderstorm coming? Yeah, beautiful. And we've packed up, the sky's getting angry, time to go inside. So day one was really just spent cleaning up these frames here, laying them out, trying to orient ourselves around the kit, finding bolts, finding the columns and rafters, all that sort of stuff. So today we're going to try and lay out one of those frames on the ground, bolt it up, just to see if we can lift it up by hand. This is a smaller shed, so it might be manageable with the two of us just to lift them up by hand. If not, I'll set up the tractor to use a lifting jib to lift them up. Got to be careful, we're getting older, so we've got to be careful of our back, so that's a thing to consider. I've made the first portal frame, so I'm just going to try and see if we can lift it, just Judy and I. 1, 2, 3. You walk out to the ends, you walk out to the end. How are you going?
Okay.
I think it's going to be too heavy for us, Jude.
Okay.
Too much to manage, so we're going to come down. Just a little bit too heavy for us because it's wobbling, it's got no strength in its structure, so it's just too much to manage. Come up with a cunning plan B. Okay. So what we'll do, that's all right. What we'll do is we'll just unbolt that rafter and just stand up the columns. Later on we'll pull the rafter up into place. It's really important to make sure that you brace your structure as you go, because any breeze can come along and basically knock it over. So that'll undo all your hard work. Just stopped for about 2 hours, had a little siesta, midday siesta. It was just too sunny, too warm. You got the reflection of the concrete here, the white concrete, and my fair skin I just fry. So I better get back onto it now.
Our post is crooked, so we have to tighten this strap and that'll pull it into alignment. Where you go, Scott? Do your work. I'll supervise. Whoop. Keep going.
Need to bring you along with me. Just had that downpour for about an hour. About 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so I still need to get a couple of hours worth of work in. I don't think we'll get 2 hours, but I think we'll get an hour in. These cast-in bolts, not much I can do about it now, but they're not straight, so my column was a little bit twisted, and so I'm going to have to use my lump hammer and try and straighten those out a little bit. Guys, put my bolts in crooked. Pretty close. It's not perfect, but that's the end of day 2. It's getting late now. I need to pack up in case some more rain comes through. Basically got the columns up and some of the girts just enough to hold it in a braced condition, so if any bad weather comes in. That's all. End of day 2. Signing out. The start of day 3 we're going to be That went okay. A little bit nerve-wracking.
Did I come down?
Yep. Now, Bird, tell me how you felt.
I didn't like it. I was okay at the end, but I didn't like it at the beginning. It's scary.
Yeah. You'll be okay.
It was moving too much.
Suck it up, princess. Just have to stop at this point, just have a little quick conversation. Really important, we're working at heights there, so Judy was very uncomfortable at the top there. I was quite comfortable, so different people have different reactions and their phobias or whichever. Yeah, so I tried to reassure her that everything was going to be okay and help her to recognise things like her posture, her stance and things like that. Probably her nervousness was overcoming her rational side. So just be mindful. You are working at heights. Just take it easy, go slowly. Look, we were going to put these frames up in one piece, but look, just the weight of those and climbing up ladders and things like that, we're just trying to just reduce risk here. Trying to be sensible. We got those up there in the end. It still has risk associated with it, but just try and mitigate those risks. Work through thoughtfully. Titanic. Felt it in your waters that we're getting. Oh, that's done. So what do you think of it this time? Okay. We've encountered a little problem here. These posts, or call them columns, are slightly out of alignment with each other. So you have to experiment. I'm going to loosen off bolts, all the attachment points, and see if we can realign all those columns. So our post at the top is leaning this way. So I need to make it lean straight up and down. And I've got some shim plate here. Just see if we can make any difference at all. Okay, we'll just check that for level now, Judy.
The top needs to go out a bit.
Yep, top needs to go that way.
To the easement
More.
road. More. That's fixed it.
Beauty.
See any rabbits, Noah? Can't see any.
There you go. Just a quick meal, cooked on the rocket stove out there. Bit of steak, potato, bit of cheese, sour cream, salad, ranch dressing, bread roll.
Perfect.
Let's see how it goes. Oh, I made a mistake and forgot to add those little stiffening brackets, so I'm just going back and putting those in. They added a lot of extra bracing in that Z purlin. I'm just laying out all the parts I need next on the ground there, right next to where I need them, but also at the same time trying to keep my work area clean so I can move my work stand in and around everywhere without tripping over everything. When you're putting your purlins together, you just got to make sure that you got the orientation right. There's a fat end and a skinny end. Here's a Z purl, and this is meant to lock in with another Z purl and add an overlap. I'll show you what I mean. This one here is marginally narrower than this one here, so this one fits inside the wider one. And same with the top section there. You can see that it's marginally narrower than its companion through here. And they just fit very neatly together, no forcing them at all.
So Scott's trying to get the purlins up, but it's pouring.
Another tip, always measure your components here. Doesn't mean this is going to match up to what's in your drawing, unfortunately, but it might be close. It might be out by about 5mm. That's the mullion I was just working on. It wasn't quite aligned. We found out that the cast-in bolts were about 15mm out. So I have to grind out the flat plate there, the base plate, and make up for it. Bit of a pain in the butt when you're in the middle of the job. Okay, it's much better. Back to where we were before. I'm going to do my best to explain this, but there's the roof purlins all in a line, and this is the eave, and they all need to be in a line. So I've got this, what appears to be a straight edge, but you can see there that it's lifted off the roof purlins, meaning this is higher. This is higher here than the other side. I'm going to turn this around so that the C faces inwards, and then check it again. It would be a detail in the drawing that's wrong, if that's the case. So just tell me, just look at that batten across the top there now and see if it's nice and straight. That's a girt actually. Lift up the girt to reach the batten. That's it. So that's the right way then. That girt there, that eave girt, was too high. And now I turned it around and it's now perfect height. I can move that up and down to meet that batten. Works. Oh, this is the end wall mullions. There's two of them. Concrete bolts here are in the wrong spot, so that's where they are, and this is where they need to be. Unfortunately, I've got to cut those off and put some anchor bolts into this location, so they're out by quite a long way really.
Perfect.
Perfect?
Yep.
That's what I want to hear. This one which we've just installed has got the open face outwards. There's going to be a door here, so you've got the nice closed side of the mullion here, but they've welded this one back to front, unfortunately, so I've got the open face towards the door, which isn't going to work, so I've got to go and fix that up, cut the bracket off and re-weld it. That's the bracket up there. I just got to flip it round to the other side. Luckily I can do that. Now we can get back to building. If I don't wreck the joint. Okay, here we go. Stop chasing the kangaroos. You're ridiculous. They've all racked off. Occasionally you'll get some columns or some steel that hasn't been punched with the holes, and you just have to take a drill to it. One of those step drills probably works best. Well, I think that's about all I can fit into this one video. Next video we'll be putting in windows and putting on wall sheets, roof, for everything else. We'll finish it off in the second video there, which is not very far away at all. Thank you for watching, and we'll love to see you on the next one. See you in the comments. Take care. So Bird,
We did it.
tell me what you thought of that.
It got much easier as we did it. The first one was scary. The other three were good. I'm not going to be a shed builder in my next life.